Hello and welcome to Mirror Talk. We have moments where we just have to pause. Just pause and take a break and reflect on life. Remember, you are strong, you are enough, you are capable, you are blessed, and you are loved. Your moment of greatness starts now. I am so excited to be speaking to our next guest. She's a master's student, she's an on-air personality, she's a very diligent and very hardworking lady, she's a scriptwriter, she's a drama group director, she's Olamide Olabimpe Olayiwola. So Olamide, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Actually, my name is Olamide Olabimpe Olayiwola. You didn't put the Ola.
Olamide Olabimpe Olayiwola.
And you inspire me a lot too. I feel like I think you're very, very hardworking and you're very committed to what you want. And it's very obvious that you want something and you go for it. So you inspire me a lot as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm happy that we inspire each other. It's how life's supposed to be, right? I mean, we're meant to inspire each other and pull each other up, and in the journey of life. Yeah, and that brings me to a little bit about you. I want to know more about you. Tell us your story so far. What brought you to Germany, and what is making you so goal driven and
Okay, I feel more comfortable saying my name again. Okay, my name is Olamide Olabimpe Olayiwola, and I think I'm a lot of things. I find it very difficult to identify to one particular thing, right? Some people think that it's not a good thing, but it is a strength for me. I'm so many things. I am a student, I am a writer, I am a poet, I am an on-air personality, I'm a host, podcast producer. What do I do again? I'm a talker. I'm a spoken word presenter. I'm a singer. I act. Yes. What else do? I do a number of things, and I love to learn. I'm big on personal development. Yeah. I'm so passionate about women. I'm a feminist. What else? I love Africa. I'm passionate about research, development in Africa. A number of things. I'm just here and there. Even down to the course that I studied, or the course that I studied for my bachelor's, and the course that I'm currently studying for my master program. I'm just multidisciplinary.
Wow. Which is very good, which makes you a very, very interesting person, and no dull moment for you at all. It's there's always something to do, and always something creative, something productive to do. Which brings me to my next question. You mentioned that you are very strong on empowerment, and for me this podcast is Mirror Talk, because it's about self-reflection and self-improvement and awareness. And one thing that's very important to us is knowing our our background, our foundation. And for most of us that are abroad, our foundation is Africa, Nigeria, for example, which pulls me a little bit to you, because you have this radio talk show where you talk about Africa and empowerment. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind this show, and how it relates to you as a person identifying yourself in a strange land and standing for yourself?
Okay. Excuse me. I remember that I host this radio show. A friend and I, her name is Rebecca, and we do it together. Basically, we do our talks together. When you see me, you see Rebecca, and we did a course on European law in 2018, 2019, and the professor actually recommended that we attended a particular program, and it was supposed to be a program about what Europe can learn from Africa. So we attended this program. We attended this program January 2019. I was so hyped after, just sitting in the hall and listening to, great things. I heard a lot of things that day, and one thing that I still remember till date is the fact that we young people cannot afford to give up on this continent. Like, we understand that there's so many things that are not going our way. There's so many things that, I sometimes when I hear news from Nigeria, point blank, I go like crazy. If you follow my WhatsApp story, I just sometimes rant. I like to, express myself. It gets to you because this news, or stories that you hear from Nigeria are not so, not encouraging. You get so pissed, politics here and there, no security, a number of, terrible things, and you get so angry. Even Nigerians are tired, like young Nigerians are tired. Sometimes I get tired, but there is this one thing that I tell people, that if we give up now, and if we say that we want to lose every hope now, we're literally saying that nothing is going to happen, like nothing is going to get better. So the little thing that we can hold on to is the hope that things could get better. This hope would drive us, right? It would make us want to take up spaces. It will make us want to do things, right? Yes. So this is one thing that we cannot afford to lose. And this radio show came as, Rebecca was talking to someone, and the person talked about how she could share her opinion on a radio show, and she talked to me about it, and then it just started like that. So basically the idea behind it was, when you check Google today, when you type something about Africa, there are enough crazy and bad news and sad stories. The radio show is called A Good Day in Africa. It's for a reason. Like, there are enough sad stories that you hear about Africa. I remember that the first very notes that we put out there about this radio show, I checked Google. I put something about Africa on Google, and then I saw animals, like different types of animals. It's right that there are animals, like there are, like the African continent is a space for, maybe rare breeds of some species and stuff like that. But this is not everything there is to the African continent. Like, there are so many other beautiful things that we have. There's so many other amazing things that happen. But then if you don't hear about poverty, you hear about a child dying, you hear about, animals. How many times do you actually touch on the beautiful and the amazing things that happen in the continent? These things are not like so visible and so clear to everybody outside there. And it takes us to tell our own story, because if we don't tell this story of ours, other people will tell it for us, and they will tell it their own way. So this was what, birthed the radio show. And it's been like, today is 3rd. In 4 days, it will be 1 year.
Well, and you guys are doing a wonderful job, enlightening other people, the Europeans and other people that are listening, to know a little more about Africa, to know that, yes, we're not just about animals and all that stuff, but we are real human beings with technology, and, there's a lot of things they can learn from us, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. And to you personally, how has it been for you, like, standing and holding your identity as an African here in Europe?
Yeah, it's not been so tasking because I am the kind of person who does not care, right? Before you try to, do some silly things to me, I wouldn't even care about you. And if you try to do silly things to me, I am very opinionated. I am very vocal. So I would speak up and tell you you're doing nonsense. Like, I would say it to your face, right? Yeah. So it's not been very smooth. I've experienced some, downsides and all, and I've stood up for this cause. I've, done something about them, and sometimes just, chill. And well, I wouldn't be able to speak for every other African out there, like in Europe, but for me, it has been good. Coupled with the fact that, I have like other Nigerian friends or African friends that, we could relate, create, talk to ourselves about different things, our own safe space. Yeah, that really helps.
Okay. The inspiration behind that question was like, I've heard from a lot of people that they feel so, lost, out of place, and there's like they're losing identity. They don't even know who they are anymore because of the society around them, the environment around them. But for you have developed this kind of strong mindset. Or
well, I wouldn't say that 100%. Like I had to stay. Okay, I got here 2018 April, and from 2018 April until like end of 2018, it was like a little, not, well, I had friends that were Nigerians, like from other African countries, but I still felt, we're the minority, right? So, it still feels like there is this, the one thing that makes it very, very obvious is the fact that Germans are very individualistic. Like, they're very themselves. Yeah. I don't know how else I'm going to put this. Like, you can go on the streets of Nigeria and, greet every other person and, be playful, you try to do that and you feel out of place.
Yes, exactly.
That's just it. But it's just the, cultural difference. And sometimes you feel like, I just really want to go home. Where are my people? I started to feel at home more when I started going to church. And, I started seeing lots of Nigerians. I started to see people that, think like me, people who would laugh at my jokes. That's very important. Yeah. People whose jokes I would laugh at and not, sometimes you speak to somebody who does not understand what you're talking about, and then you feel like you're cracking a joke that is only funny thing.
Yeah, I know what that feels like. Yeah. Wow. So it means for one to be stable and for one to be, happy in a new environment or strange environment, one has to find people that are similar to the person in ways like from culture, for example, or from, belief, or from mindset.
Yeah, well, that works, but to an extent. I feel like the most important source of your happiness is you and not another person, right? So if you place so much, I think that if you tell somebody, or if somebody represents happiness to you, you're even putting some burden or a kind of burden on this person to remain a source of happiness to you. Like, you're not helping yourself, you're not helping this person. This is why we get disappointed easily, because one person embodies happiness, joy to us. Do you understand? But if you are the source of your own happiness, I understand that this could be, this could sound a little bit abstract, but we need to get to a stage where our joy comes from within, such that people would not just come and go and then create spaces in our lives, and then we will not be happy until someone else comes. I understand, like I said, I felt so happy, being in the midst of Nigerians. Yeah, yes. You could be happier, but people should not make you 100% happy. Do you understand? They should not define happy to you. But seeing some people around could make you happier, but you should already be happy with or without these people.
Wow. That means personally to yourself, the happiness is supposed to be resonating in you, as in you should be your own source of happiness, your primary source of happiness.
Yes, that you should be the primary, and then every other thing, it could be money, it could be people, it could be any other thing. Then those things could make you a little bit happier. Some people feel like all of these things might still not make you happier, but it depends on the individual. But the important thing is that you should be a source of happiness to yourself first, before you give that responsibility to another person.
Another person. Wow. So we have to take the responsibility on ourselves to make ourselves happy and at peace, and enjoy life.
If you're going to burden anybody, burden yourself.
Not someone else. Because you're your own business, right?
Yeah, you're your own.
Last you'll be on your own. Wow, that's really, that's one thing I'm going to take from this. Like, my primary source of happiness is myself. I don't have to say Olabimpe is my source of happiness. If she's not there, I'm not happy, or something like that. she only makes me happier, but not happy, primarily happy. That's nice. And that helps you in this journey. I mean, you are far away from your family, from your friends, your childhood friends, and it helps you stay stable.
Yeah, my family is a lot. They my siblings mean so much to me, so much in the world to me. I felt like, I remember when I landed, I was like, okay, now this is true, I'm on my own. And it just dawned on me that, okay, now you're on your own. What's gonna happen? But I knew that regardless, I'm a Christian, I believe in God. So I knew that God would not leave me, right? God is always with me. So that, and then I knew that I had to make something out of my life. That was the reason why I came here, right? So I should focus on what would make me happy and not the people that are not present. Like, it doesn't mean that I can't talk to them, I can't speak with them, but then I had to define happiness for myself, from myself.
Yourself. Wow. And how do you stay focused on everything that you have your mindset on already? Like, nowadays there are a lot of distractions. How do you try to achieve everything that you do? Because you are on air personality. You are an author. You write script for drama. I mean, a lot of things, and you do all of these things excellently well. How do you stay focused and do everything perfectly well?
Truthfully, I get super overwhelmed. Yes. But I've noticed that, excuse me, like I said, the kind of person that I am, if I don't take up things or responsibilities, I would kill myself more than when I'm like relaxing, like or when I'm very super busy. What do I mean? I'm saying, if I do not, sometimes I long so much for a weekend where I won't do anything. And then the weekend comes that it feels like, the burden has been lifted, and I just want to be myself Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then on Friday I sleep, Saturday I sleep, I'm so happy, I'm doing this. Sunday I'm back to, okay, so where's your life now? I'm just like, I don't think that I can stay for a long period of time without having different projects on my hands. Like, it keeps me sane. But it gets super, super, super overwhelming. Sometimes I cry. I might not show to people that I am like overwhelmed and stuff, but by myself, I don't bottle up my emotions. I talk to myself, I cry, I do things like, when I was growing up, my mom thought that I had, this Mary, and because I talk to myself a lot. So like that personal space of mine, I do a number of things there. I cry to myself. I tell myself, who sent you message, girl? Why how did you find yourself here? And some of my friends who actually know me know when I'm like this, and they try to help, but sometimes I just don't want them to help. I just want to get myself back into that, I just need that space sometimes to just talk to myself and to do things. But deep down, I know that I would tell myself, now after this, I'm going to relax. I'm not going to put my head into any trouble. And then the next minute, you see me, okay, I already have under like 5-6 projects at the same time that I'm working on. I'm like, never less busy, really. It's just, it makes me sane. It makes me sane.
Makes you sane. Wow. So I mean, just keep doing something, being creative helps you, stay happy and stay stabilized.
Yeah. Yes, it keeps my mind very sharp and open, and I don't think I would be able to just live my life without doing a number of things together.
Wow.
You've already answered my next question. Actually, I wanted to ask you that how do you encourage yourself? But you said you talk to yourself, and how effective is that to you? Like this self-reflection, self-talk. Do you stand in front of the mirror too? And
well, I don't have a standing mirror in my room right now. But when I had the room that I was before, I mean, yes, sometimes I stay in front of a mirror, but I don't need a mirror. I just I just get home and I just talk to myself, sit on the bed. I just talk for hours, and I keep talking until I get myself out of whatever. And sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I go see some of my friends, and I just be like, I don't just say anything. I just want to relax.
Wow.
I just want to relax. Like sometimes it gets super overwhelming. I'm like, okay, I just don't want to think about all of these things. I want to go relax. So I just deep down, I know that if I sleep in my room, I would keep thinking about all of the things that I have to do. But I just leave my room, I go to a friend's place, and I be like, I just want to relax. Let me just sleep. And then sleep. And then when I wake up, my head is good again.
Wow. Now, it's changing of environment helps also too.
It helps me
Recite a little bit.
Yeah, it helps me.
Wow, nice.
So, one thing that worries us, mostly what I hear about we, foreigners in foreign countries and something like that is like, you have to do extra, you have to be extra, hardworking and do more and stuff like that. How is that to you? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we have to do more.
Yeah.
Because, it's if you were in your country, there are a number of things that could actually help you. People, you can talk to people could mentor you, people could put you, on the right path. But then suddenly you're in a new environment, probably all by yourself, no support. Even if you have the support, it's like people just telling you from back home that you're good, you'll be fine, you'll be this, you'll be that. Do you understand?
Yes.
But no direct support, you're just all by yourself. And a number of things work against you. Whether or not we want to accept this, there is systemic racism. So all of these things, and there are people who, apart from you, there are a million other people who can do what you do. So why should you stand out? So I feel like, yes, you have to do more.
Yeah.
You shouldn't compete with other people, but you have to keep competing with yourself to be a better person. So you are your target, right? So you keep saying, okay, today I'm 95%. How am I getting to 96% tomorrow? How am I getting to 97% tomorrow? But you are your own competition. But yeah, you have to do a lot, because mentally you're not in an environment that is that belongs to you 100%. You're not in a place where your family could be with you, support you and stuff. So you have to do more. There plus you're probably coming from a background where you don't know as much as people that you're supposed to compete with. That's also one reason. That's also one factor. You probably don't know as much. You have to keep studying more to get to where they are, and then to beat them, you have to go the extra mile. So yeah, I feel like you have to do more.
Wow. Yes. That's a very valid point. I also believe that one has to be very hardworking and have to do more, and show them that you are worth it, that you are yes.
So when you get it, you say that no, I didn't bribe anybody, I didn't do anything, I came in through merit. Yes, I could prove it. So
yes, I got it because I deserved it.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Wow. Well, how do you bring that, doing more and being worried about the future? A lot of people are like, oh, you do, but what about the future? What will happen in the future? So how do you balance that, doing extra and not worrying about the future?
You're speaking to somebody who calls herself a warrior, not a warrior who goes to battle, but somebody who worries a lot. Yes, I worry a lot, too much even. I'm an overthinker. I'm somebody who thinks until she gets out of a problem, then thinks about the solution too much until she runs into another problem, and then thinks too much until she gets the solution to it. So it's just it's a weakness and it's also a strength, depending on how I use it. But yeah, I'm learning how to, get better and stop overthinking my life too much. Yeah, I think that I would use myself as an example. I think that it's almost impossible for me to worry. So I'm just supposed to accept that and channel it in the right direction, right? It's not about me worrying and not doing anything. You could worry and do something about why you're worrying. So you have a problem, you do not have a job, you're worrying, why do I not have a job? What is going on? Yes, you have different factors. You've considered, okay, this is this is that, this is why it's not working. What are you doing about it? Are you worrying about what you're doing about it, or just worrying about the problem? So that's the thing. So while you worry about the future, don't just worry about, okay, what does the future? Worry about, yes, the future. I do not know the future, but let me plan towards the future. Let me worry about the plans that I have towards the future. Not just worrying about, where am I going to be in the nearest, this blah, blah, blah. How am I going to achieve? Don't just think about the where, think about how to get there. Think about how you want to achieve what you want to achieve, right? So, yeah.
Yes.
So I should just accept that, worries are normal and usual.
Yeah, to me. It is.
Yeah.
I won't speak for every other person, but to me,
Yeah.
I've accepted it as normal. But what I worry about is the most important thing.
Like how to go about it, how to achieve that thing that is making you worried or something, like how to get rid of the worry, basically.
Yeah, worry about how you would not worry.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, that if for example you're somebody who worries like me, or who maybe not worry, think who is a deep thinker like me. If you have to think, know what you're thinking about. Know that you're thinking about a solution and not just thinking about the problem.
Yes. Wow. And when after you've thought and you've thought a lot, and you have to make a decision or something, what's the place of trusting others or trusting yourself in making that decision?
Okay. There's this thing I say to sometimes I call myself a very stubborn person, but I think I got that from my mommy. Excuse me. My mom is a kind of person who would say that I want to do this thing, and then you tell her, okay, maybe you shouldn't do, and she'd be like, okay, it's fine, but she would do whatever it is that she wants to do. There are times that you have to leave people to make their own mistakes.
Yes.
Because maybe that's how they're going to learn, right? I feel like people should trust themselves a lot. Like if you're a believer, you believe in God, you should trust God, right? Because He knows better than you do. But there are people out there who do not believe in God, for example. So if they can dare to trust themselves, whatever it is that they trust,
Yes.
But people should learn how to trust themselves more, trust their guts. And if in the end you run into troubles, you would know that you take responsibility.
Yeah.
Because you made that decision and then you ran into trouble yourself. So I like to do things because I understand it. Even if I ask for your opinion about something, it has to make sense to me. If it does not make sense to me and I do whatever it is that you tell me to do, and if I by chance run into problem, you're in trouble. But so even if I ask for your opinion, until it makes sense to me, I will not do it. So if it makes sense to me, then I will do it because I know that, yes, I'm responsible for this thing. So if I run into trouble doing that thing, trusting myself, trusting my guts, and I run into trouble, I will know that, yes, I want to take responsibility for this, and that's it, right? I just take responsibility for it. I've made my own mistake. I would correct it. Or in the end, if I don't make the mistake, then I'm good. Then I would say, yes, I did it.
Yes.
So people should learn to trust themselves more.
Yeah. But that brings me to a very big question to me, myself, personally. And I would love you to answer it for me. After making mistake, you made a decision, you made a mistake, you made a decision, you made a mistake. How do you let go of the past so that it won't affect you from taking the next decision? Sometimes you will be like worrying and you are discouraged and you're doubting yourself. How do you let go of the past and say, forget that's in the past? The
question currently applies to me as well, because sometimes you get very tired of doing something and it feels like nothing is working. It feels like you keep making the mistake. You're like, there is no solution to this problem, right? You just keep. I don't think that maybe letting go. I'm not so much of a fan of letting go of past. Maybe what you need to do is to accept the past. Like it does not mean that you're a slave to it. It does not mean that you're a slave to the past, right? It means that maybe you're just accepting that it's a part of your journey, or it's a part of your life. It is a part of what will happen. It is a part of what will make your story interesting, right? It's a part of what would make you be the encouragement that other people need, right? I tell people that when you share a testimony about badging a scholarship, tell them that you got 67 rejections. When you're sharing testimonies about you got a job, your dream job, tell them about how many times that same company rejected you. Like it encourages other people, because other people will not just feel stupid that they are doing things and nothing is working and all of these things. So I don't think you should. I think we should get to a particular stage where we accept that, okay, this is a part of my journey. This the fact that I fail now does not mean that I am a failure, right? It is just a part of what is the road that is going to be not so straight, but in the end I'm going to get to where I'm going to. That's the important thing. I'm focused on the end, or on the end product, and this is where I'm going, and while I'm going there, I could trip, fall, but I'll get up.
I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for everything I've been able to learn from you today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Toby.
Wow,
Thank you.
This is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I am eternally grateful for your time, your love, and contributions. You mean a lot to me. Thank you once again for listening and sharing with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe and follow this journey on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms in the description. Stay blessed.